Since the Hyundai Tucson's latest generation came out in 2022, it's been one of the most eye-catching compact SUVs out there, with only the Kia Sportage giving it a run for its money. Now, Hyundai's decided to give the Tucson a facelift for 2025 and update the interior to better keep up with its rivals. As for Honda, back in 2023, the CR-V had a significant reboot in the form of a new rugged exterior design and a refined interior that competes with the best in its class for driving comfort. But almost 3 years later, does it still hold up? Well, in this video, we'll compare both SUVs' design inside and out, pricing and how they drive. So, without any further ado, let's get into it. For starters, the front fascia of the Tucson refines the design of the current model. The grille and headlights are where the bulk of the changes happen. The hidden LED headlights are now reshaped and sit proud of the surrounding grille, which has horizontal elements of various thicknesses. The grille, on the other hand, is even bolder by making its elements larger and subsequently reducing the amount of daytime running lights from 10 to 8. From the profile shot, not much has changed, which is great since it has one of the best-looking side profiles in the category. But some new wheel designs have been introduced which look even better than the previous ones. Out back, fewer updates were made. The same imposing taillights with the massive LED bar connecting them remain unchanged, though the lower bumper now features a slimmer middle section where the XLT trim houses a much sharper-looking diffuser. While the Tucson leans towards a more futuristic and modern look, the 2025 CR-V's face takes a more traditional approach. Honda's design team has kept the wide headlights look of the previous model, but with a larger mesh grille that adds a rugged flavor shared with the Ridgeline pickup truck. The upmarket Sport and Sport Touring hybrid models also get more aggressive front and rear fascias. Honda didn't simply upgrade the body panels for a beefier appearance. The new CR-V is 2.7 inches longer and nearly half an inch wider than its predecessor, making it both longer and wider than the Tucson. At the back, it features Volvo-style vertical taillights that make it look even more imposing on the road, instead of the rounded shape of the Tucson and its high-tech look. Personally, I find the conventional design of the CR-V more attractive than the complicated shapes of the Tucson. Both designs appeal to different tastes, one embracing a high-tech flair and the other reinforcing its rugged roots. Jumping inside, the in-cabin experience is where Hyundai applied most of its impactful changes for 2025. We criticized the previous Tucson's fuzzy touch-sensitive controls and just general lack of physical buttons. Well, it seems like Hyundai has listened and implemented more user-friendly knobs and switches. This new setup looks like a big upgrade for ease of use and ergonomics. The dashboard has also been redesigned. Gone are the wraparound chrome accents on the dash in favor of a slimmer and more horizontal look with a two-tier design. A redesigned steering wheel adopts the brand's Morse code H motif. Tucked just behind it is a new twist action shifter. The infotainment system has also been updated. It's now available with two 12.3-inch displays under a single glass piece. The interface itself has also been revamped with faster processing speeds and better visuals, while wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto is now standard across the board. Add the newly available head-up display, the fingerprint scanner on the dash that can be used in place of a smart key, and the new addition of over-the-air software updates, and it's clear there's a lot of new content here. As for the CR-V, if you've been a new Civic, its layout and design will look extremely familiar. Fortunately, it's a very good interior. The look is clean and uncomplicated. The dash is also low and aids in both visibility and making the cabin feel spacious. All the switchgear feels high quality with tight, solid action, whether it's a turn signal stock or the highly welcome climate control dials. Though just from a design standpoint, the new Tucson just feels more upscale. As for instruments and infotainment, the CR-V features an analog speedometer combined with a 7-inch screen that can display the tachometer and other information. The standard infotainment display is a 7-inch touchscreen that can use Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. On the higher EXL and Sport Touring trims, the CR-V gets a larger 9-inch touchscreen and is capable of wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. But here is the takeaway. While they both have really good interiors, the Tucson's updates just bring it a notch above that of the CR-V, especially if you're into tech-centric designs. When it comes to interior and cargo space, the Tucson's supportive front seats get 41.4 inches of legroom and 38.1 inches of headroom, beating out the CR-V in both respects. It's in the back where Hyundai starts to flex its muscles with a massive 41.3 inches of legroom and 39 inches of headroom. Of its competitors, only the Honda and Toyota are marginally larger in headroom. Cargo space is also impressive, with 38.7 cubic feet available when the 60/40 rear seats are up, or 74.8 with them folded flat. The CR-V has grown significantly with this generation. It's 2.7 inches longer with a 1.6 inches longer wheelbase. That also makes it a few inches longer than the Tucson. Front passengers have a lot of leg, knee, and shoulder room. Headroom isn't quite as generous, but there is still enough for most people to be perfectly comfortable. Rear passengers are also treated to more space, especially in legroom compared to the previous generation. As for cargo space, with the rear seats up you get 39.3 cubic feet, drop them down and you find a whopping 76.5 cubic feet of space. As far as pricing goes, Honda brought back the Alex trim to the CR-V lineup with a starting price of $30,100, but the trim level to get is the Sport Hybrid at $34,350. It comes standard with 18-inch wheels, power moonroof, full LED headlights, and Honda's suite of safety tech. As for the Tucson, the SE starts at a lower price of just $28,355, but the trim level to get is the SEL Convenience at $32,665, and it comes loaded with the new dual 12.3-inch displays, wireless charging, keyless entry, heated front seats, and adaptive cruise control with lane keep and assist. As you can tell, the Tucson is cheaper by as much as $2,000 depending on which trim levels you compare. Whether the CR-V's higher price tag is justified over the Tucson's is up to you, but if you must have a hybrid SUV, the CR-V is the better buy. When it comes to on-road performance, the Tucson feels mature and comfortable to drive, but there is a bit of a disconnect between how the Tucson looks and how it drives. The angular look suggests it's sporty, but from behind the wheel, it's all about comfort. It's a peach on the highway and city roads alike. There is enough give to the sidewalls on 19-inch tires to take the sting out of bigger bumps, while the suspension's dampening is finely judged, smoothing out any unwanted nastiness. It's also impressively quiet, with very little road noise or wind noise making its way into the cabin. The brake pedal is also pleasantly progressive, despite featuring hybrid regeneration. The CR-V, on the other hand, uses a turbocharged 1.5-liter inline-4, which still makes 190 horsepower and 179 pound-feet of torque. Its CVT transmission does a better job at simulating a normal automatic gear changes, but it still feels a bit sluggish around town. The powertrain is quieter overall at least, and its 30 mpg combined fuel economy rating seems easy to beat. However those numbers look, they can't capture just how much better the on-road experience is in the Honda versus nearly all of its competitive set. Whether you compare it to the Tucson, the Forester, or the Sportage, it just shines above them all. Here is the long and short of it. The CR-V is the easy choice from a driving perspective, especially for the hybrid variant. Every brand's compact SUV has some kind of competitive IP, a bit more space, more power, slightly better NVH, etc. But as an all-around proposition, Honda really has this nailed, despite its higher price.